Welcome, everybody, to the LetterBoxd Trivia Challenge. I'm your host, Matt. Introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm Josh.
I'm Takira.
I'm Alan.
I'm Matt.
So we're all big fans of the movie review website LetterBoxd. I've created a new game where I'm going to show you a LetterBoxd review, and you have to guess what movie it's talking about. I've learned out any specific details within the review, like director, actors, characters,
I don't care that
all
much.
that
Let's
shit.
do it.
This is a half-star review. Tax is bad. Goofy corny neoliberal trope after trope after trope after trope good. If Mark Fisher hadn't killed himself after seeing this, he would have.
Who's Mark Fisher?
The Big Short,
Interesting. Why do you say that?
because I haven't seen the movie and it's talking about taxes, and I assume it has something to do with the stock market. And
That's really good. That's really good.
Interesting. All right, I respect that.
Do I have to guess? I guess I should guess.
I think it could be any Adam McKay movie, actually, because it could be Vice or Don't Look Up too. But it's a comedy, so it can't be Vice. I'm gonna say it's Don't Look Up.
Damn.
What do you think it is?
I'll say it's Vice.
All right, Takira said it's Vice.
I don't have a good guess, but so I can only piggyback off someone's answer if I do it right after they say it.
You can do it whenever.
isn't
I'm gonna go
the
with Don't Look Up.
the Boiler Room?
Wait, do you want to do Boiler Room or do you want to do Big Short, Alan?
I'll keep the Big Short, but I want the glory. It's Boiler Room.
The answer is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
What?
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 Wait, who's Mark Fisher?
Are you sure?
Because it says tax is bad. Guys.
Oh,
I should have known by the anime Avatar.
That they would hate this.
I'm sorry, I would have
Yeah.
never guessed that movie.
Yeah. I don't know what Mark Fisher has to do with this, but he would have killed
who's
himself.
Mark Fisher?
I have no idea.
Oh my god.
Move over, Triumph of the Will. We've got a fresh new load of propaganda. For a movie that acts almost like a travelogue for how awesome America is, don't you think it's odd that the story centers around your average American, some random, low-intelligence nobody? The theme of this movie is simple. Do as you're told. All that, character name, does in the whole movie, and he ends up a famous millionaire, entrepreneur, war hero,
I know what it
athlete,
is.
and pop culture icon, character name, on the other hand, does the exact opposite. Questions the status quo at every turn, stands up for what she believes in all throughout the movie, and ends up a depressed abuse victim with 2 broken homes and AIDS. Subtle. Yeah, so don't bother learning things or educating yourself. Your country has it all covered, and if you obey, your life will be grand. As the late great Bill Hicks once said, go back to bed, America. Your government is in control. Fuck that. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the movie stank regardless.
It's Forrest Gump, right?
Why do you say that?
Millionaire and AIDS.
I agree. I think it's Forrest Gump.
I'm sure it isn't because
Jenny,
the last
I
one made
believe,
no
gets
sense.
AIDS.
All right, Takira, what do you think?
I'm going to say Forrest Gump, too.
I think I've also seen this review before.
Well, I don't want to be like a copycat.
You can do whatever you
But I
want.
do think that's the answer. So let me think.
It could be.
Are we playing for points?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna say Forrest Gump.
Kira said it could be Rent because they said AIDS.
Because the AIDS. All right.
Yeah,
So does everybody say Forrest Gump?
yeah.
Okay. It's Forrest Gump.
What?
And Josh, the reason you may have seen this, it is the most liked review of Forrest Gump on LetterBoxd.
Do you agree with it?
No. This is a half-star review. Fuck me. Why did my dumbass decide to finally sit down and put myself through this? The way Blank's formal prowess works to fetishize the suffering of black bodies is inexcusable. No wonder white audiences ate this up and gave it a bunch of awards. Shit like this can fuck right off.
I feel
Formal.
like I've seen this one too.
Black Panther.
Why do you say Black Panther, Colton?
Or could it be that?
'Cause it's about
someone
black
got
people.
all the rewards?
This is true.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
Josh, do you want to say
Josh has
it or do you wanna
memorized all
wait?
the popular reviews.
I think I know what it is. I'm not sure. though. We
Alan?
both were thinking the same thing independently, but
Oh,
we're going to
man.
go last.
I'm stuck on the words formal prowess because that makes me think of like, a black businesswoman kind of role, but I'm having trouble thinking of movies with black businesswomen in them. And then of course, like wide audience ate it up and gave it a bunch of awards. So it's a movie that has a bunch of awards. Oh man, I'll go against grain here and say Moonlight since it's about black people.
Interesting.
Yeah, that does sound like it could be it too.
All right, Josh, Takira, what are y'all thinking?
We both, also, I think it's 12 Years a Slave.
And I thought the same.
What did you think it was?
12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
Why are you so close to my face?
And why do y'all say that?
Suffering, and it won a lot of
yeah,
awards.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
awards.
It's
I
about
can
black
see that.
people.
It is 12 Years a Slave.
Oh damn it.
I really thought it was.
I
Black
thought it
Panther.
was Get Out at first, but then I was like, wait, this person didn't get the point, so it couldn't have been Get Out.
Yeah, exactly.
That was actually like a serious review because that's a pretty common criticism of that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was expecting it to be kind of like a movie you wouldn't expect.
Mainly because the first round. Well, you opened with the Everything Everywhere All at Once thing, and like now we're all thrown off.
There's no rules. The characters lack depth. The plot lacks innovation. Its humor is on par with scary movies. Commentary on racism, cinematography, and spectacle can be summed up in a few sentences on Twitter. The film's 2 moronic hours leave the audience with nothing but exhaustion.
Wow.
Is that a 1/2 star rating on the
Yes,
top
it
there?
is.
And this was September 6th. Oh, I can't believe I haven't been looking at the dates.
I'm just going to be honest, the dates don't really help.
Okay.
I was.
Oh man. For some reason, I am leaning toward Monsters Inc. on this one.
What?
I think this is Get Out.
No, I was either thinking
I
that
actually
or
think
what's the
this
one
is
that
Get
we
Out.
just-
No.
It's not Nope.
But
Oh,
no,
I
the
shouldn't be helping. you.
cinematography part is throwing me for
Oh,
a
I
loop
thought we
here.
were-
Okay. Well, Takira thinks
Well-
I think it's Nope.
Okay.
which
Because
isn't
it's
a bad
recent.
guess. I think it's
That's-
Get Out, actually. Why am I also thinking it could be a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Could you sum that up in a tweet?
Yeah, you can sum Once Upon a Time in
Yeah.
Hollywood up in a tweet.
I mean,
Nothing
yeah, you could, I
happens.
What was Jordan Peele's second movie, Them?
Us.
Us.
Oh,
Us.
Yeah.
You're thinking
Versus
S?
them.
I'm going to go with Us.
We're on the Jordan
All right,
Peele
so-
train, I see. All right,
We're each
Colton.
gonna pick a different Jordan Peele movie.
Colton doesn't have one to pick then.
What was it? What's the animal movie? Zootopia.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Zootopia. That's really good, actually. I think
All
that's
right, Zootopia.
All right, Zootopia.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
It is Nope.
Oh shit, Takira's winning.
You
Matt,
got
I
you
it.
thought
should have
said
took the date more
wouldn't help
seriously.
Takira's winning by 1 point. Big Little Lies is just a prestige television version of the blank movies. Best of the decade catch-up. Don't really understand how anyone could dislike this. Yes, I'll admit that laughs-wise, it's peaking in the opening minutes with the moose pissing on blank teen son in the shower. But the rest is practically a Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium of good vibes, gags, and stunts. I know the blank brand has its film Twitter fans now, but it's easy to forget just how much antipathy there was for Blank & Co. back in the day. I specifically remember an awful tweet the weekend this came out, / George Zimmerman was acquitted, asserting that he was extra loathsome because he seems like the kind of guy who would see Blank before Pacific Rim. As if hack director Guillermo del Toro's spiritual sequel to Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, was offering the intellectual, moral, aesthetic corrective to the good-heartedness of this. Curious to consider failed comedy leading man Blank stepping in for the vacant Blank, genuine act of charity on Blank's part, or does he feel the need to foster destined to not succeed comics to feel better about himself? If anything, due to the state of the film comedy today, the cameos by Blank in retrospect come off less as a passing of the torch to the next comedy stars, but more a dad agreeing to pay for his failed son's grad school tuition.
Whoa.
I think I know what it is. I'm
What's your
not
theory?
sure though. I'm gonna go last because I actually think I might know what it is. But what? There's so many words.
There's a lot. There's so many.
See, this is why you got to do Right Wing Tomatoes, because the reviews are always like 3 sentences.
And I the moose thing isn't ringing any bells for me.
It's Grown Ups too.
When
What do you
is
think
the-
it is? No, I'm not telling you when. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just telling
I'm
you.
gonna second grown-ups.
No, pick your own
I
movie.
don't know.
Okay, well, I guess we
Josh
both
is like,
say
I know the
Grown Ups
answer.
too.
Nobody else say it.
What's that hockey movie? The Knack. What's the
Goon?
the Goon? Yeah, that's my guess. The Goon. Even though I know there's not a moose pissing at the start.
Colton. It's all up to you.
Sing 2.
Sing 2. Because of the
Great.
moose.
Yeah, it could be
All
that.
right. Wait,
It could be
Takira,
that.
Takira, what was your answer?
There's a moose.
Grown-ups too.
All right. It is
That's
Grown Ups
copied.
2.
Oh my god. Okay. Y'all know how I have an incredible memory, right? I remember seeing Grown Ups 2 in the Woodlands Theater when it came out. There was a moose peeing in the very beginning. He has film Twitter fans. Adam Sandler's big on film Twitter now. So I assumed it was him because of that.
It's very good,
Nice.
educated guessing. Did
There.
the George Zimmerman clue help you out at all?
No, that didn't help me at all.
You didn't enjoy the
And then
random.
the stuff about Guillermo del Toro, like, no, that did not help me at all.
This was a 5-star review, by the way. Early in the movie, the heroine tells her spouse to compartmentalize, and I think that's what's at the heart of this. Human beings have to disregard to survive. Children cope through imagination and play. Adults make jokes or ignore. They focus on perfecting their bodies. They take jobs that help people with a secret belief they may save themselves. Each character has a different coping mechanism when forced to actually look at death. And if it's bleak to see the ways they fail, ultimately, director believes that we can not only accept our fate, but choose to love, to enjoy small moments of beauty, to fight, to help each other, to build and create no matter how briefly we exist. He reserves contempt for those who think that they are above death, who think that their actions can allow them to escape, and, most fascinating of all, those who seek to separate themselves into observers, put a camera between them and the world, content to comment without engaging, living forever through their work. Astounding, the way he uses camera and sound to craft the sensation of a dream where you run and run towards something that never gets closer, only stopping to pause for nightmares, most of which are left to the viewers to imagine for themselves. Voices in the waves fade in and out, time always rushing in to knock you down and moving away before you can catch it. Our bodies eventually dust that will slip through our hands like sand, and denial an impenetrable rock with unnavigable caves. I don't think that's spelled right. The only way out is through.
What? The heroine tells her spouse.
That seemed like the only part that was like about the movie.
Yeah. I feel like I've.
And I don't know what that is. So it's a female main character. So it can't be Toy Story.
It is right.
It's about growing old.
With all the talk of death, I was really thinking Toy Story. I don't know. The review seems pretty dark. I don't know if the movie's dark though. I can't tell.
Well, I can't say.
What if I feel like it's just a dumb movie.
Does anyone have
Me
any
too.
ideas?
Okay, Takira has a guess.
Takira, what's your guess?
Takira has a guess.
What if it's Finding Nemo?
All right, Finding Nemo's her choice. Okay.
Why do you say it's Finding Nemo, Takira?
I was just thinking about death, and the only way out is through the cave, and
Good.
that happens in the movie.
That could be it. I can't think of any films with heroine characters because I don't watch those.
Gone Girl.
Ooh, okay. Why do you say Gone Girl?
Isn't that movie like their kid dies or something, right?
That's nothing. That's nothing like Gone Girl.
Well, it's got a female main protagonist, main character kind of lady,
I mean-
and a spouse.
Yes. So does Legally Blonde.
Shit, that's good.
I am having trouble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Gone Girl, just because I'm
These are
running out of time.
girls.
Gone Girl.
Uh,
All right, that's fine.
What?
That movie, the one with Will Smith. Could it be that one?
No, because it's a woman.
Damn it.
Is it Arrival?
Interesting.
That's the only one I can think of. Is it a
Yeah,
rival?
that's not too bad.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, Colton, you're the only one.
I'll go with Arrival because I like that, even though I don't think that's it.
I don't
Okay.
think that's it. Yeah.
Is that everyone's final answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is for old.
Oh my god! I was thinking old for a second.
How would you
Whoa, that was a freaking
heroine?
that was a trivia question.
She cheated
at my
on her
trivia night
husband.
last week.
Mhm.
And she's also the reason they're at the old resort.
Someone wrote that about old?
Somebody wrote this.
But-
This about olds.
That's just amazing.
The review is better than the movie.
Yeah.
It really
Colton, did you
is.
see Old?
The review said more about life than the movie.
I'm not a big fan of how this review acts like the beach is metaphorical when the last 30 minutes of the movie goes into like overbearing detail about how the beach works and how they're all using them as like props for medicine somehow.
You know what? Looking back, there's definitely more hints.
Yeah, the sand
I
and the
shouldn't have known.
caves were the big ones at the bottom. This is a 5-star review. Personal trauma manifesting into global violence. Broken men trying to pick up the pieces of themselves and the world
Oh, I know
around
what
them
it is.
after rendering everything to ash. Blank sees a city as his parents die in a haze of screams, smoke, and blood. He grasps onto the image of criminals and flying men as the response to every pain he's felt, every life that was taken away in front of his eyes. He channels his aggression, his untreated trauma, into losing the side of him that ever had compassion or intellect. Just a fighter, a man beating for the sake of it, the purpose long gone. Blank still has a future, one plagued by the conflict of a side in a world he never knew, and the hatred by the only thing he knows, a scared boy who can't contemplate the force of his abilities, who makes mistakes and doesn't know how to save everyone. Blank is a figure of the Greek gods, someone with power that transcends mortality, but all the best and worst traits of humanity scattered in. He doesn't know how to be the man people need him to be. He doesn't know what he can do but fight. He resorts to the being that his father never wanted him to be, a warrior designed to enact fury and vengeance. These two men have lost their greater purpose, one more so than the other, and due to everything around their pain and their masculine bravado, they can't see anything but death as an ending. Then a little moment of humanity shines through, just enough to prevent the
no.
trauma and the false image of heroism from making a choice that no god can take back. Keep your soul alive. Don't do something you can't come back from. Unite over something to remember the commonality of the soul. Find some love in this world, even just for a second. Pain and anger doesn't need to win. Violence isn't always the answer. Make this fragment of time where connection is all last for as much as you can, and take what you felt into the rest of your life.
Oh, fuck you. I know what it is now.
Gotta be something stupid, right?
It could be anything.
It could be.
Takira has a guess. I'm not
Give me a
telling you.
minute.
Okay, she says a minute.
I don't know.
Josh seems
I'm
to know
not-
this one.
I think I know what it is. Because I think that shows it. Knowing I would know.
Interesting.
All right. I'm gonna guess based on these guys going like this is like movie is the second coming of Christ, that this is Batman v Superman because they keep saying Greek figure and they're acting like this is the greatest movie ever and flying men and gods and shit. This is Batman v Superman. They're overanalyzing it, and it was in 2019, so it
It'd be a few
could
years
be the
late.
Joker, but it's June 1st, 2019, which is it seems early for the Joker because I remember seeing that you, me, and Will.
No, that's before Joker came out.
Yeah, that's before Joker, so it has to be Batman v Superman.
I do like that analysis a lot, though. All right, Takira.
I'll go last.
Oh, okay. Takira's got this.
Oh, Takira knows.
I don't. I need to think.
Does Batman v Superman include global violence though?
They're on CNN.
Yeah, they like blow up part like Staten Island or something, don't they?
They blow up a lot of shit in that movie.
Like doesn't the monster thing go and like just rip up an island? The one thing is Blank sees a city and his parents die in a haze of screams. I don't know about that.
That doesn't really line up.
Yeah, that's the one thing that doesn't line up. So it might not
Everything
be
else
right.
does.
I might very well be wrong. So
You could.
I'm gonna go with Batman v Superman as well.
it sounds like something a Snyder fan would write.
God's not dead.
Ooh.
That's actually.
Is that your answer, Josh?
Oh yeah.
He said she's going with Batman v Superman also.
Oh man, now you make you look stupid.
Is everybody saying Batman v Superman?
I said
Yeah.
God's Not Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is Batman v Superman.
Hey,
Are you kidding me?
That was good, Josh. That was really good.
That was good.
can really tell how much I'm online.
Unfortunately, because Takira also got it, she's still winning. She's still beating you.
Fuck.
This is a half star. Escapism is important. For instance, I was grateful I could escape this film and return to the real world. Very much felt like a film made for the punching Nazis is the wrong message crowd.
And the review was written last week, so you can't glean anything from that.
Well, it probably is from this year. Maybe not though.
No, because one of the reviews was from like a week ago, but it was for like 12 Years a Slave.
I guess there's some bad guys, and they're portrayed as not being all that bad. And
I feel like I've read this review.
Josh spends a lot of time reading LetterBoxd reviews.
I feel like you've said that for...
I don't actually spend a lot of time reading LetterBoxd. I spend a lot of time reading Rotten Tomatoes.
It's like you're just like I've read all of these.
I feel like I've read this one though.
Punching Nazis is the wrong message.
I thought Nazis. I thought a Jojo Rabbit.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, but I don't think it is.
But that film is not like pro-Nazi enough. I'm not sure that it actually is about Nazis. I think they just.
No, I
don't think it is either.
Could it be Elvis? I haven't seen Elvis, but I can see how someone who wrote this review wouldn't like Elvis, just based on what little I know about the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna go Elvis, but I'm probably wrong, so don't copy my answer to Kira.
We have a lock-in.
I was thinking Jojo Rabbit.
Takira says Jojo Rabbit.
Takira, you're saying Jojo Rabbit?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my guess.
All right.
Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. Why do you say Bullet Train?
It's not Bullet Train. I saw Bullet Train a few weeks ago.
Because it's pretty recent. I think that's it.
But in Bullet Train, it's like they solve their problems with violence, so it doesn't even fit.
I don't think that really makes sense.
I don't have a better answer.
I have a feeling it's not going to make sense when we see the answer.
Minions: Rise of Gru. That's my final answer.
Okay, that's it.
Hey.
It's pretty recent. I think
I'm
that.
gonna say Avengers Endgame. Actually,
Interesting.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, cool. Do you want to go into that or not?
No.
The answer is
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit.
Damn.
What the fuck?
Seriously?
Takira's gonna win. Fuck.
I was.
Takira got. I was really surprised that y'all's first immediate thought was Jojo Rabbit, and Takira went with it
I mean, it's just
No,
because
no
I
one
was-
went
I
with
just
it.
I thought it was too obvious.
because it doesn't make any sense.
The
Like-
only reason I decided to go with it because of the Nazi.
The
thing,
Nazis
and I was like, why
lose.
not?
It doesn't portray the Nazis as good guys.
It's centrist, Josh.
I guess, yeah, maybe I was like giving this reviewer too much credit.
Yeah, you're implying that these make sense, Colton. That's where you went wrong.
Okay, yeah. And maybe I looked at the reviews of Jojo Rabbit and read this review. That would make sense. That would make sense why I think I've seen this review.
Interesting. All right.
Sometimes I like to see people's opinions on movies I really like, just to get mad because they're always wrong. So this would be a good example of the time I did this. So I really like Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, no wonder
Oh
a
my God.
Zionist made this movie. It's funny how when the Anglo colonizers would come to regions with mostly black people or Arab, they would be outraged and call the women of these regions lewd and erotic. It would make some dumb fucking psychological analysis to justify mass raping then. So this white man can't really hold his urges around women that remind me of something. Also, what is this with the Jews thing? Weren't Jews consistently for the whole history of mankind discriminated against from the Anglos? Oh, okay. Like when I look at this movie, the only thing I can think of is the dark centuries of Europe when they didn't even have fucking soaps. So it would take Muslims to finally introduce it to them. Like, holy fuck, dude. And I thought the movie was actually a satire of Orientalism. But nah, it's just another shitty movie that no one gonna remember.
All right, what was happening in December last year?
Okay.
This probably isn't Minions.
Why do you say that, Colton?
And it's
I
gotta
just
be like-
don't really get a lot of Minions vibes from this.
Something also
White man can't really hold his urges around women.
reminds me of some. Okay. Also, what
Doesn't
is
even
it?
make sense.
5 people thought it made sense, Colton.
I guess this movie must be set in the East.
the Jews thing.
It has Jews in it, so I'm thinking Uncut Gems.
Okay, interesting.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so he thought the movie was a satire of Orientalism. What is Orientalism?
I actually
What did he
don't
mean
know.
by this?
The imitation or depiction of aspects in the Eastern world.
Oh, okay. So a satire of how Americans depict
Yeah.
Eastern.
I think
Okay.
that's what he's saying.
That's like the only line where you get to like view what the movie might be outside of this person's fucked up perspective.
Yeah.
Apparently he had the impression that the movie is a satire of Orientalism, which means it probably actually is a satire of Orientalism, and he's just not getting it.
Let me read it one more time.
Yeah, I feel like this is the 5-star difficulty.
So I guess a Jewish person made the movie. The star is a white guy, and it has something to do with Asia and Muslim people.
Did the Uncharted movie come out before that date, or was that seemed like more
I
recent?
think that was
wasn't
this
I
it?
year.
think it came out this year.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Did
it
a
was
Jewish
past that
person
date.
make that though?
Don't Jewish people make everything in Hollywood, Josh?
True.
According to Right Wing Tomatoes, yeah. Matt, could you do me a favor? Just throw out some movies that came out in 2021.
Can you say the answer, please?
Do you want me to read some out to you, Josh?
Yeah, read some out. I need my memory jogged.
Sing 2, Godzilla vs. Kong,
Oh.
Sing
Shang-Chi,
2.
Venom, Let There
Sorry,
Be
sorry.
Carnage, F9. Is that what it's called?
That could be.
Takira might actually know it.
Okay, Takira, what do you think it is?
I think it's Dune.
Could be. Could
You know
be.
what? I think that could be it.
Could be. I wonder if Zionist made that movie.
I just
Is he Jewish?
Remember
I
that
don't
it doesn't
know.
have to entirely make sense.
yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
Jodorowsky was Oh,
The
yes,
date
it could
lines
be
up,
Dune.
too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Dune.
I'm gonna.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Have y'all
Oh,
switched
I'm
your
gonna-
answers to Dune?
Okay,
Alan?
Takira, if this is
Sure.
actually Dune, I'm gonna be very impressed.
I think it could be.
Okay, are we confirmed for Dune?
And they talk a lot about like Arab Muslim stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What is it?
It's actually Borat.
Fuck you.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Kinda.
It's the ending, though. It's a shitty movie no one remembers. You're writing a review about a movie from 2016.
I know.
They're writing a review 15 years later.
So no points for that one. Dune really ticked all of the boxes. I didn't even think about that. This one's worth 10 times the points.
Give me a chance. Come on.
So if you win this, your score is multiplied by 10. Ready? Not sure why people are so convinced that this is a well-made, let alone a masterpiece of propaganda. It's a vile, evil work that fails to outline a coherent argument beyond the repetition of buzzwords like unity and strength, and none of the images convey anything more complicated than a grand sense of scale. There are only really 2 elements at play in this lengthy production: painfully slow, repetitive shots of anonymous blank crowds, and standard coverage of garbage speeches. The editing resembles Einstein, but fails to recreate his rhythmic power, instead making every scene feel 3 times longer than it is. This film's one value is unintentional. It highlights the fact that every objective documentary holds an inherent bias, and ought to prompt viewers to ponder the implicit values in the films they watch in the future. This was a half-star review, by the way.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but I feel like I've read this review. Do they mean Einstein or is there an Eisenstein?
Is
Oh,
it a
Eisenstein's
documentary?
actually a guy.
Okay.
Oh no, that doesn't help me at all though. He's a Russian filmmaker from the early 1900s. Oh, wait, maybe that does help me.
Don't look it up.
It's
Wait,
like if
wait,
it helps
wait.
stop.
I have no idea if that helps.
Maybe. No, probably not.
It's reading like it's a documentary.
It's reading like this was written by a 9/11 truther.
You know, I was getting that vibe too. Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking, Alan?
I don't remember any 9/11 documentaries though, or
And it's
Like the most
people think it's a masterpiece.
well-made, or assuming this is a well-made, let alone a masterpiece of propaganda. final evil words, they'll say, I don't want to go hear an argument.
Propaganda, but it's too early to be Top Gun.
It's got to be something that is going to be like stupid.
More complicated than a grand sense of scale. That also makes me think 9/11.
My gut is saying it could be Vice.
Device for that.
Yeah.
What's that movie where they go to Mexico but they think they're in Afghanistan?
Delta Farce.
Yes, I think that's it. I mean, with how like unrelated some of the reviews have been.
21 though, and it has 33 likes. So few people thought this was legit.
The last one had 5 likes.
I'm gonna go with
No.
Delta Farce. Lock it in.
A 9/11 story.
What do you think, Shakira?
I have no idea.
Well, read it one more time and say what your gut tells you to say.
It could be Transformers.
Could be Transformers. Is right.
That's pretty good, actually.
Just say Darkest Hour. It could be Darkest Hour too, I guess.
I'm going with Darkest
She's
Hour.
going with Darkest Hour. I'm going with Vice. All right,
Okay.
let's see what it is.
Everybody ready?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, wait.
Triumph of the Will.
What?
I've never seen that.
Fuck you,
Oh,
Matt.
that was referenced earlier.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matt. No.
Yeah, that's one of those.
No, you don't do a movie from 1935.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, this was a Nazi movie.
The
That
one.
makes sense why they were talking about a guy from 1940 then.
So we're gonna go from bottom to top, okay?
Just like it did your mom.
All right, I'm number 1.
In bottom, with 1 point, is Colton.
What? Recount.
Alan has 2 points. He is in 3rd place. Josh has 4 points. He is in 4th place. Or sorry, 2nd place. Akira is in 1st place with a total of 6 points. Well, thanks everybody for playing. If you want to see more of these, say you want to see more in the comments below. Bye, everybody. So that was it, guys. Oh, he just left.
Josh actually left.